Oh, it's finally here. I woke up this morning, my phone exploding with text messages from friends. The Switch 2 trailer is here. We finally get the official announcement, and it is pretty much everything we expected from all of the leaks. Only a few different variations. The color of the Joy-Cons are a little bit different left and right, so you know which one you're holding, I guess, based on colors. And a few different button designs, the little oddities there. But I wanted to talk about everything we still don't know about the Switch 2 from Nintendo, what we specifically don't know. You know, The Verge actually called this a really boring announcement, and that's exactly what Nintendo needed. And I have to agree. So we see the bigger screen, we see the removable Joy-Cons, we see that you can put it in a dock, and you can play games, and you can play your old Switch games. That's all I wanted. I wanted a more powerful system, and that's exactly what we got. And I think The Verge is right to call it boring. You know, I was at the launch of the Nintendo 3DS event in Los Angeles.
Let's see how this works.
And of course, you know, talking with the Nintendo executives, getting to play with the 3DS for the first time. And I thought, wow, this is kind of interesting. You can a little slider up and down with a 3D. Is that going to take off? They had to come out with a whole bunch of announcements warning parents that it could be bad for kids' eyes if they're under the age of 7 years old. Like, I remember all of that. It was kind of crazy. And you're always sort of wondering, what big gimmicks are Nintendo going to have? You know, on the Nintendo Wii U, what a total disaster that console was. Having that gamepad that really would only go a few feet away from your control, from your main system. But you can still use motion controls if you want to on certain games. But I can't take it with me. I can't take this gamepad with me on a trip anywhere. No, I still need my main console? Like, what? No wonder it was a disaster. Well, the Nintendo Switch, of course, upwards of 150 million units sold. It's a monstrous success. They're still selling millions of the original console. So yes, it needed to be boring. That's all they needed to do. Just simply make another Switch, make it more powerful, make the screen better, make me play my backward compatible games, and give me the ability to play amazing new first-party titles that require a lot of power, like, you know, Red Dead Redemption 2 or Elden Ring or things like that, to be able to play on the Nintendo Switch. So that's what we got, basically. But there's still a lot we don't know. So let's go through what we didn't learn from this short trailer. We don't know the specs. We frankly don't know what kind of screen it's going to be. You know, it's hard to tell from a YouTube video, but is it still 720p? Are we seeing 4K resolution support here? We don't know. We also don't know about the dock situation. So, you know, I have a lot of dock accessories over the years for my other Nintendo Switch. Like, will you be able to attach things, your old dock? Can you dock your current Switch 2 like in the old dock, because it's just a USB-C connector at the bottom? Will that just connect right through HDMI right to the television? Do you have to now get rid of your old Nintendo Switch docks? Interesting. One of the big moments in the trailer, of course, is the Joy-Cons. They were off and they're sort of zipping around the table like they had tails on them, like mice, and they look like mice. So are the Joy-Cons going to be able to be used in that capacity where you would take them off and put them on a hard surface? And would that be sort of a Nintendo gimmick? You know, they always like to roll out these gimmicks. Maybe that is the gimmick here, that these Joy-Cons will be able to be used as mice. You know, a large portion, of course, of the Nintendo Switch library are PC ports coming over to the Nintendo Switch. Well, wouldn't it make sense then to have mice so that you can play maybe some sort of, you know, point and click PC games on a Nintendo Switch, almost making it like a mini PC? Would Nintendo actually do that? I mean, why are they showing them? It was a large portion of the trailer, these Joy-Cons zipping around the table. If every moment it matters in a trailer like this, you don't just show off like 10 or 15 seconds of mice zipping around a table unless there's a reason for it. So, but what is that reason? We've heard rumors about it, but we don't have any official announcements from Nintendo on these mice specifically. We also don't know, quite honestly, how much bigger the screen is. Of course, we've seen, you know, these like third-party devices floating around out there from different people who've got mock-ups and stuff like that, but we don't have an official number here. How large is this new screen? That was the first thing they showed off in the trailer, this thing bumping out to a larger screen size, which I'm there for. I love a larger screen. I'm 48 years old now. I'm wearing glasses, for crying out loud. Yes, I would like a larger screen. And I have to say, even for games like I just beat Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Yes, I finally beat this game. My daughter's been riding me to finally beat this thing. And so I did, but I don't like playing it in handheld mode because there's a lot of shots where the screen pulls back and it's visually hard to see. Little tiny Kirby like moving around the screen up in the corner here as you're pulled back on this large environment. So any bigger screen resolution, any bigger screen size will be great to see. Let's continue to talk about the Joy-Cons because there's a new button also. What does that button do? We don't know yet, right? When you click that button, does it have something to do with that chat functionality? Of course, rumors over the past week or so about new chat functionality. And that's a huge glaring omission, of course, from Nintendo's online service, being able to just chat right on the console instead of having to download some stupid phone app, which is what you currently have to do. I mean, my son, plays, I jump on, play Helldivers on my PS5, and I'm able to chat right there on my PS5, have a conversation right there. So now within the Nintendo Switch, is that what that button is going to do? We don't know. Let's talk about the games. It's all about the games with the Nintendo, of course. And I have to say, I'm excited, of course, that we get backwards compatibility. I can play most of my Switch library, but there is the caveat, of course, that not all games are going to be backwards compatible with the Switch 2. So what games? We still don't know that. What games from the original Switch library will not be compatible? Ring Fit Adventure, for instance. Is that a casualty? Okay, fine, not a big deal. What about some of the weird offshoot stuff that you used with the cardboard setup? I even forget the damn name of the thing. Labo. Labo? Yeah, Labo. Like the cardboard and create like a little piano and all that kind of stuff. Is that kind of stuff not going to be compatible with the Nintendo Switch 2? Okay. Stuff that's using sort of like infrared or whatever with the controllers and Joy-Cons. Okay, I'm not going to lose sleep over that. But are most games, almost all of them, just save one or two little weird titles like that, then I can deal with that. So again, we don't know that. We simply don't know. We don't know when the damn thing is going to actually launch. So we know they're taking it on a world tour in April. So there'll be multiple locations where journalists and so forth can go and play the Switch 2. That's amazing. But what exactly is the launch date? It looks like it could be in June. So it's half a year. We have to wait till June to get our hands on this. I don't exactly know. We don't know. We also don't know how much it's going to cost. Of course, rumors floating around will be $299. That was the original price of the original Switch back in 2017, but we've got inflation. We've got Bidenomics. We've got inflation around the world right now. Is the price going to be closer to $400, $399? Hard to say. Will they still, of course, sell the original Nintendo Switch or the OLED Nintendo Switch side by side? That's typically, of course, what Apple does when they launch a new iPhone. They'll sell the old iPhones next to it at a cheaper price, just like the Apple Watch. I still have a lot of questions about the power of this device. How much more powerful will it be than the original Nintendo Switch? There were a lot of rumors floating around that it was going to be as powerful as a PS4 Pro. And what will it be like in docked mode? It appears from the leaks that we've seen that, in fact, this will be more powerful than a Steam Deck in docked mode. We'll have to wait and see exactly until we get our hands on it and put it through the paces. But it looks like some of those rumors, at least some of them, were wrong, that it is more powerful than we expected it to be, which is exciting. Again, we don't exactly know that. We don't know the answer to that yet. We'll have to dive more deeply into those specs and benchmarks and all of that stuff once it hits. But I want to say this, just as I'm thinking about this, this is the first time that Nintendo has released a second version of a console. First time. The Nintendo Switch was so successful that this is the first time Nintendo has ever labeled something 2. That speaks volumes to how they think about the Nintendo Switch going forward. Will we see a Nintendo Switch 3 8 years from now? One wonders, right? Again, we do this with the iPhone. iPhone 1, iPhone 2, iPhone 3, iPhone 3GS, with speed. So iPhone 16. What's wrong with labeling it Switch 3, Switch 4? Using this same form factor where they really have created, I think in many ways, the ultimate handheld. I'm excited. It's bigger. It's more powerful. It's got magnets. You can use the Joy-Cons as like mice, we think. How will it play on a 4K television? We don't know. Most compatible games in my library will play on this device. That's wonderful. So again, still a lot we don't know, and that's exciting. So we've got a number of months to kind of try to piece even more about this device together. Will Nintendo reveal more at their Nintendo Directs coming up? I hope so. But again, there's still so much mystery about the Nintendo Switch 2. Let me know your thoughts down below. What questions do you want answered? Do you feel like you got adequate responses to your questions in today's trailer? We'll see you next time, everyone. Thanks for subscribing.